Good morning, pregame crew. It is Wednesday, June 30th, approximately 8:26 Eastern Time. We will get started in just a bit. If you're interested in my chart setup, it's currently on the screen that you are looking at. I use the yellow and purple, which is the 50 and 2. I don't use yellow and purple. I use the 50 and 200 simple moving average that happen to be yellow and purple. I use the 8 and 21 EMA exponential, which is green and red lines, and the yellow candles are just JC inside bars. For RSI, I use the CM Ultimate RSI multi-time frame, which is really cool. You can plot multiple time frames here. Lamont and Joey taught me this, but I don't use it like it should be. But you can plot multiple RSI. You can do the daily. It's pretty cool. But I like it because the green is oversold, the red is overbought, and it just helps me. But I can still use this like regular RSI. TTM squeeze, thinkorswim default. Some of you were asking me yesterday which one this is. This is the Chris Moody TTM thinkorswim default. I believe that was the question yesterday. Yes. Good morning. Hey, Tammy. Tammy, watch your beloved Amazon. Senator Warren is looking to launch some type of investigation on Amazon's deal or acquisition of MGM. So watch your Amazon. A little bit of news headlines there. Hey, Jorge. Hey, Train Man Dan. Hey, P Court Judd, Dragon Man. I appreciate y'all a ton. If you've noticed, Jason isn't with us this week. He's on vacation. We hope he's not frying up in British Columbia, Canada. Big heat wave. Hi, Barnaby, just a random guy. Andre, Veronica, Raj, way to work out, Raj. Mr. Chad Bad, Sue, selling into the sunset. If you're truly on a selling boat right now, please let us know so we can live vicariously. Jim, Jared, Widow Puppy, my friend, Eddie, Paxton. Hey, Bobby, Cinderella Diamond, Greg. Hey, Ronnie. Okay. Blockchain Man. Hola. Joe. You know. Okay, good, Tammy. Naresh, you're the shop man, right? I think you're the one that asked me about shop a couple weeks ago. I'll have to keep my memory sharp and remember who likes what. Hey, Donald. We'll get started in just a couple minutes. Hey, awesome. Isn't it an awesome morning to be alive? We are so fortunate to be able to press buttons and make money. And even if you're not a day trader, if you do some other job that you absolutely love, good. I mean, living out our passions, this life is pretty short to do something miserable. Yep, Canada is on fire. I am up in the northwest of the US and it is on fire. It is very hot. All right. I'm assuming audio and visual is good. If I could just get 1 or 2 thumbs up that y'all can see my screen, you can hear me clearly, that'd be great. Huge news morning, lots of news. But it's kind of interesting, we get lots of news when things are boring without a lot of earnings. So earnings will pick up the second week of July. You will have financials. So if you hold a financial name, names like Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, those names will get impacted first. So if one of their brothers or sisters has a great earnings, they should have a positive correlation and vice versa. And typically the first tech name to go is the third week of the quarter. So we're ending the second quarter today. So we will have monthly candle closes today. We'll be watching quarterly closes today. We'll be watching. And then we have Netflix going up first to report second quarter earnings, typically the third week following the end of the quarter. Thank you, Crypto and Veronica. Appreciate that. Awesome. All the way in Australia, you can hear me. Perfect. So I'm going to clear off my chart setting real quick. This is an errant line here. Okay, so ES is pulling back a little bit. We're down $3.50, so don't get it twisted, bears. The bears are not taking over just yet. We need volume. Yesterday was one of the lowest volume days of the year. It was a bullish day, but it was very low volume, and bulls can do that. 1 second, I'm sorry. Lots of background noise. I apologize. Hopefully it's not impacting you a ton. Okay, so the bulls can have low volume days and have a great day. The bears must bring volume. So that's what I'll be watching the first hour of 2 of market opening, is whether the bears can bring the volume as to whether this is a much larger consolidation. I'm sorry guys, just one moment. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, again, I was saying we will be watching volume. So we're down across the board, but look how pitiful this is, 0.1, 0.09%. So just be careful. Again, I was saying bears need to bring volume, but NASDAQ has been running hard, and a lot of these names, I'm going to use Dan's word, they look tired. A lot of these names look tired. So just be cautious. Don't get overly bullish up here. It doesn't mean we can't just keep ripping. And we have some names that have news associated with it that could continue to go up, like Facebook or Shop. So the market may just be taking a breather. So with ES, we have resistance up at 428375, 4287, support 427625, and 426925. So I was speaking about RTY. It's definitely the weakest. So if we kind of scroll out, let's look at the hourly. And you see how the 8 EMA is dominating RTY hourly, just total control. And look how the YM Dow is getting up and above that hourly 8 EMA, just a little stronger. Now we are up and near trying to hold on to the 8 EMA, but we're above the 50 EMA. You see how much stronger NASDAQ is? And then ES is right in between. So weakest is RTY, second weakest YM, third weakest ES, and NASDAQ has been holding great. So does that mean we can't short NASDAQ? No, NASDAQ may be taking a breather today. It may be the one to short. RTY got beat down pretty good yesterday, so I don't know that I'd be getting short down here. You're basically shorting in the hole because hourly just got an oversold bounce. Let's see if the bulls are giving themselves enough room for an hourly higher low on this dead cat bounce. So I will try to go over your ticker request toward the end. So I'll try to save time for just a name or two, but our overall format is I go over the Fab Four futures, commodities, cryptos, and movers and shakers. And I'm Chart Gal Lori. Yes, I wait a little bit to introduce myself, just give y'all a little time to join me. Chart Gal Lori, I'm part of the Chart Guys community. We teach technical analysis. We don't teach voodoo. We don't teach magic. We teach technical analysis. A lot of us know very little about fundamentals, and there's a lot of us that know a lot about fundamentals. But technicals are king, queen, prince, and princess. Y'all hear me say that every day. Price action is king, and we learn to chart it. And we learn to chart it using the left side of the chart so we can figure out what is the most likely scenario on the right side of the chart. So let me make sure I gave you your levels. So YM, we have resistance up at 34219, 34233, 34363, support 34006. You see how we're coming into this confluence of the 50 EMA and 21 EMA. As I look at it, this actually would be my horse to short, would be YM today. I'm just not in the business of hating my money, so I don't want to short NASDAQ. It's just a little, yes, it's tired, but I'd rather short YM. So RTY has been pretty beat up, and NASDAQ has been the bull, the raging bull. So I'm going to pick the second to the last laggard that hasn't been oversold. It approached it yesterday on the hourly, but I'm going to look at YM for a potential short today if the market were to get overall weak. RTY, we have resistance at 2305, 2307, 2309. If you want to learn voodoo, go to New Orleans, Bourbon Street. Support 2284 and 2283. Gold. Gold. I've been pretty consistent on my views of gold. Last week, when we saw the inability to even make a proper bear flag, we saw the overall weakness in gold. 1750 is that new key support. We fired the squeeze to the downside. Haven't said this in a while. You see the Burger King colors? So on the TTM Squeeze Think or Swim default, when we have these Burger King colors, red and yellow, firing to the downside below the 0 histogram line, that shows the overall bearish momentum. And I've pointed out to you yesterday, we really drove it home when we have the EMA separate like this. So the 8 EMA is the fast EMA, and you see that car getting acceleration to the downside. When we separate like this and then slope of the EMA starts pointing down, we're going fast in this bearish car. So key resistance is, or not key, A resistance 1764 and then 1786. CL, oil. Very, very important. We have inventory today at 10:30 Eastern. That's not new. We have that every Wednesday at 10:30 unless it's a holiday week, which would be next week. So oil inventory won't be on Wednesday. It'll most likely be Thursday. Please confirm. But inventory is typically Wednesdays 10:30. No big deal. It's going to create volatility. OPEC meeting tomorrow. Lots and lots of oil headlines. So please be careful with that if you are trading oil or oil related name. What do I mean by an oil related name? Like XLE names, XOP, so energy names are oil and production. Those type of names, just please be careful. They could get some volatility more than normal, especially with the OPEC meeting tomorrow. Key resistance, we're up here at 74.12. That's not key resistance. I gotta quit saying that word. That's our key level, 74.22, and then 74.45 is the key resistance. Support, 72.82, 71.97. Bull volume picking up a little bit. We have a little squeeze here. We have a squeeze here, and we are firing to the long side, but I wouldn't get long oil up here, nor would I get short. I'd be backing away from all names related to oil. We have names like COP, ConocoPhillips. They announced an additional, let me go read it to make sure, planned share repurchase. Let me just show y'all where I'm going to review this. This is in the news channel of the chart guys. I start sharing tweets or I copy tweets and I try to clean up. But here's all the news this morning. Look at the news. We had a huge news day. So COP, ConocoPhillips 2021 planned share repurchase to be increased by $1 billion, which means they already have repurchases planned. They're increasing it by $1 billion. That's quite significant. So COP would be fun, but I can't trade it because of the oil volatility. I don't like having all these unknown things that are outside of my control, otherwise known as binary events. I don't like having these binary events hanging over my head. But if I were going to trade any XLE or XOP name, oil and gas production name, to the long side, it would probably be COP with this tailwind, $60, $60.48, key resistance $58.84. Okay, so every morning I do this format, and then I start going into the movers and shakers. And I want to make sure that I don't get so laser focused that we miss the forest for the trees. My goal in bringing the movers and shakers is not just the opening drive, the opening range of how it opens up. It's for the whole day. So sometimes I even get a little super focused on how are we going to open up? How can I get a flip, flip, flip? Larger gains are typically going to be seen if you see something happen later in the day. We had names like, what was the name yesterday? CCIV. We were watching 2750. Yep. Here's the drawing from yesterday, 2750. And this thing just developed right out the gate, and it popped, and then it just kept going. I mean, it was a little bit more sideways. This is actually a proper example of an opening drive play that just finished out perfectly. Then we have other names that take a while to develop. So this is not just a 1 hour trade setup show. This is about the whole day, and sometimes I give swing names that you could be watching for a potential swing. So this is for multiple time frames that we go over. Occur. I'm now Cardi B. All right, we have resistance at 35333 on Bitcoin, then 36485, then 36675, support 34430, 342335. Y'all can see this is a typical setup that I like, where we have the squeeze forming and we have this push and a trampoline setup. We're really pulling back and giving back a ton of that push. We're back into an area of former price congestion, so we may pause in this area, but that's given a heck of a lot back for Bitcoin. Ethereum on the hourly is actually getting a little bit stronger. We have this little EQ forming. You have resistance Come on, computer, why do you freeze? Why, oh why do you freeze? So we have this hourly EQ, 2167.50, high or low, 2108.94. So we have key resistance, here I go again, 2167.50, 2177.80, support 211.77, 2089.16. So a nice tight hourly EQ. So if I was looking to go bearish something, I'd be looking Bitcoin on these two major coins, and I would be looking to go long Ethereum up here. Let me just flip back and forth one more time and see if I can show you the differences. Okay, so let me clear all this out. Do you see all of the EMAs, 8 and 21, or the 50 EMA? Even if you use the 12 and 26, it's going to be very similar. You see how they're all overhead? How they're all overhead on the hourly for Bitcoin. And then Ethereum, they're right here. We're fighting to hold them. So you can see that Ethereum is slightly stronger. All right. You don't want me to rush over Bitcoin? I'm not trying to rush over Bitcoin. I rush over all the names because I only have 20 minutes to, let's just count them. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 names in 20 minutes. That's approximately, and plus the introductions. That's a minute per name. I'm not rushing over Bitcoin. I'm rushing over every name. I'm trying to give you a general overview of what's going on with the market. So I'm just for you, I'm going to back up a little bit. So here's yesterday's range on Bitcoin. High 36675, low 3423335. That is yesterday's price action. So far, it's not an absolute inside bar till this candle closes, but we are staying within yesterday's range. And if we stay within that range, that may be an actual bull win for the Bitcoin bulls because we have been pretty weak. So we have this daily higher low, we got that higher high, and now let's see what can the bulls do with this daily. Are we going to stay within the daily inside bar range? And then also the 4-hour 21 EMA, we want the bulls to hold this and have candle closes above the EMA. I'm saying it a little bit slower. Don't want to rush, don't want to be accused of rushing. But right now we've got an hourly downtrend with Bitcoin, and the bulls have got to change that. They have to change it. Ethereum is stronger. Hourly downtrend. That is what you need to write down on your notepad. And I actually had Notepad as one of my notes today. I use something similar to this where I just like fancy notepads, but I like the tear off for the day because I typically don't refer back to my notes. You know, what am I looking at for tomorrow? What names, like Roku inside bar today? Don't forget. I think it's important to have a notepad by you in trading. I think it's awesome to be electronic, but some things you just have to write on the fly. And right now, if you're a Bitcoin trader, here's what you need to write down. Hourly downtrend. And they got to change it. And to get over it, they need to get over 35333, get over it, and then form a higher low relative to it. 35333 is your key resistance. So that's your in-depth Bitcoin. I am an equal opportunity rusher. I wish I could rap. That would be so much fun. Okay, so Bed Bath & Beyond, they raised guidance this morning. They had earnings. So on the daily, we have this squeeze forming. What does the squeeze mean? It just means we have some congestion. We've had these spikes up because it's a heavily shorted name. It's a Reddit name. We have a weekly inside bar from last week. That key resistance, 32.15. That key support, 27.05. So it's only Wednesday, and we're still within last week's range. So there is a high probability that we could break out of that range above 32.15. Let me just clear out again and make this clear here. 32.15 and 27.05. That's the levels. If we play Bangarang within that for the rest of the day, then the earnings reaction is really muted. So 32.15 key resistance, 27.05 for BBY. Could give you some nice volatility today. And typically when I say nice volatility, doesn't always mean we're going to go shoot straight up. But man, did that mean it yesterday, huh? That was a fun name. I hope some of you got part of CERE. CAR. This is a swing name. So I'm giving it to you a few days late out of respect for the Swing Report members who pay the Swing Report membership. This was our name from this weekend. So this was Friday. So we had the increase in volume here, check. We have the EMA sloping up, RSI sloping up, check, check. We did not push into the 50 EMA, which I typically like to see, but it's so strong it didn't even come down to that level. And then we've had this beautiful breakout. So we have had a wonderful 2 days on CARB as part of the Swing Report membership and our subscription. We had this squeeze. So now if you're interested in this name, I wouldn't suggest buying it up here. Maybe a pullback to the daily 8 EMA could be an area where you could jump in and participate with this name with us. So CARR, I like it to the upside. I would wait, see how we're getting overbought. We are in an all-time high, but I'd wait for some type of pullback to participate. EXK, this is going to be a high risk bottom fish. I posted this over, oh, it's already bouncing. I posted this over in commodities. Dan talked about the silver daily double bottom. So I like EXK. Let's scroll out. Why do I like it? This is the weekly. We're looking for a weekly higher low on EXK, a silver name. When it bounces, it typically can have a pretty good bounce. Yesterday's low was 578. We can see it here. You see my arrow? And we can see it here. So we're looking for a hold of 578 for a potential oversold bounce. You see the dailies at 33 RSI, 4 hour is got down to 37. This could just be an oversold bounce in a weekly uptrend. So that's why I'm focusing in on EXK, because we're in a weekly uptrend. So this may be a high risk bottom fish. I think BIIB we were watching yesterday and that one worked out. Okay, if the market were to decide to get off its duff and have a bounce today, I would like Facebook to the upside. We had an upgrade price target 410 yesterday. It was a big dud. I was watching it for a bounce. We had a little bounce in here, but overall it wasn't fun and exciting with fireworks. But I like Facebook to the upside. We had a price target upgrade to 410. 410, I'm not really worried about that number itself. That doesn't become a self-fulfilling prophecy for me, but I do like that it's stretched above the price by about almost 20% higher than where we are. I like that it's a little bit of a stretch target because that means bulls can get a little hungry. So 351 would be the bottom fish level, then 350.79. If it were to come down to 349.05, this would pretty much be a busted idea. But on any, if NASDAQ were pulling back hard, but on any bounce, if I were going to play long, I'd look for Facebook long. Dan talked about, and even if you're not a TCG member, he makes the market videos available to the public every day. His video yesterday was absolutely amazing, talking about following these candle higher highs, higher lows to stay in a trade. So he was playing this, excuse me while I scroll in. So when we had this, let me put on 5 minutes and then I'm going to have to scroll in again, ain't I? Somebody send help. I'm having mouse issues today. Okay. So yesterday when NIO pulled back hard, so we had this big bounce, no trade, no trade, no trade, pulled back toward the low of the day, and then we bounced. All right, the minute we lose, can y'all tell I'm a Mac user who's struggling with a PC? So the minute we lose the candle higher lows here, so here's a higher low, and then boom, we lose it here. He entered short, and then he stays in that short, puts his stop above 49.93, then stays in that short until we break above the candle high. So right here it would be around 49.32. That could have given you about 60 cents, about 1% to the downside. So staying with these, and if you were to do the same thing here on this pop up and you say, okay, we break below, I'm going to stay, you could stay in this trade a little bit longer. So basically his point was to stay in a trade as long as we get candle closes. Let me pick another name to give you an example. Facebook yesterday. Let's say you entered Facebook short here and we broke below the low of that candle. You stay in short as long as we're getting candle closes below the low of the following, then we just keep going. And once we break above the high of a candle, then we close our short. So it's easier to do on a larger time frame, and sometimes you're just going to get a few candles and get stopped out. But it's a really nice way to day trade. I liked his example on the video yesterday. He covered it much better than me. So if you're interested, go back and watch that. NTLA with a huge offering pricing today at 145. Lots and lots. Let's see if I can. And Dan will get started in 10 minutes, y'all, over in the TCG room. Let me go to the news. I want to find this one. So NTLA here, prices offering are 4.1 million shares of its common stock at $145 per share, and we're trading up this morning. So we are at an all-time high, but I would be looking to short NTLA. We have an offering, we have bearish overhang. This name has amazing bullish news with its gene editing component over the weekend, but I would be looking to go short NTLA, high risk. Let me mark up your levels again. That's your resistance and your support. Here's a tip. If you're interested in saying, gosh, she's going so fast, pause the video and do a screenshot. Roku, Denzi, I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Denzi pointed out an inside bar on Roku. How do I trade an inside bar? Well, if it pops into 44469 here, that could be an area to short. I wouldn't be looking to go long up here. We have too big of an air pocket between price and the 8 EMA, and we are not in all-time high territory, and our daily RSI is 76. I'd be looking to go short Roku, and levels to short could be 442, 44110, 4469, and the level after that was, what was that? Monday's high, 44545. I like a top fish on Roku. We're top fishing an inside bar, hoping for some follow through, and we may only get down to the hourly 50 MA, which is around 434, which is not a bad area to be. So Roku to the short side. I like this one. I'm actually writing this down as we speak. That's going to be a focus of mine today. Roku short. That's hitting my focus list. I like it. It's clear. If the market were to go cray, I like shop to the long side. We had an upgrade price target 1700. I'd be looking to bottom fish 1473. I'm ignoring this one because it's hardly on any candle. Shop hardly gets any pre-market volume. I like this squeeze 1473.25. If we were to approach that level and the market would start bouncing hard, I would look shop to go long and Facebook. I'm going to write this down. Facebook long. I'm going to skip shop because I like Facebook better. So right now on my list, I have Roku short, Facebook long, Dow or YM short. That's the only three things I have written on my focus list so far for me that fits my trading plan. Tilray, if we're going to get it, I saw this megaphone action. I just like to make note of it when I see it. We're breaking below it, but we had a price target change from 850 to 16, but we're already above 16. But if Canadian MJ or MJ overall were to start to bounce, I'd be looking to play Tilray to the long side. But this is not going to make my focus list. It's not my king of the mountain. VTNR sold some type of business, raised money. They won't have to do refinancing. This name, I'm not saying it's going to keep going crazy. All I'm saying is it's going to have some volatility today. We're already up 38% pre-market. So if you want some levels, screenshot this. So you're either going to see it here, the fib levels are printed on this chart, and the resistance and support levels that I've marked off with horizontal rays, they're over here on this right side on the legend, the key, the axis. Yeah, the axis, the y-axis. The resistance, VTNR, could have some nice day trading volatility. These names that I point out, these are names for experienced people. We have 6 minutes left. Tesla with an inside bar. Dan pointed this out this morning. Daily inside bar. Here are your levels for Tesla. How do I do it? You're going to short up here, go long up here, and then use stops. Space. Okay, space got a downgrade, got hit hard. So I'm just going to show you QQQ levels real quick. Here's SPY. Here are the SPY levels. Okay, you can do a screenshot of that. Everything looks a little tired this morning, but it doesn't mean bearish. It just means what I'm saying. Yeah, if you could give me a thumbs up, that'd be great. Space had wonderful news Friday, and man, is it giving it all back, and it got a big downgrade this morning. So what were you asking? Resistance. Okay, let's do it. Let me, this big move, here's the fib levels for this big move, and then I'm just going to mark up this chart real quick, okay? So now I'm going to scrunch this up so you can see all the levels. So it's either a fib level printed on the chart or a support or resistance printed on the axis. Here are your key levels. So I'm going to go back in and just point it out to you. Your key resistance for 4581, 4595, and then 4622. XBI, sure. You're welcome, Don. XBI. Dan pointed out the overall weakness. We were looking at this the other day. So we popped over 140.88 on Monday by 62 cents. And man, are we pulling back hard. 4 hours not oversold. Hourly barely getting oversold. So just watch it. We may get a dead cat bounce today. Your key support on this one, we already went through that one, 132.58. And then 135.55 yesterday's low. Here's your key support, 135.55. That did not work right. Let me fix this and then I'm going to have to wrap it up. 135.55, 132.58, resistance 136.47, 138.46. Yeah, me too, Barry. You like the sass. What is my king of the day ticket? I'm going to have to say NTLA short. But man, that's high risk. I'm just saying this because NTLA short, because it has news and it's positioned well. It looks like a little bit of exhaustion up here, even though it had beautiful news on the weekend. So my king of the mountain is NTLA short, Roku short, and if the market turns to the upside, I'm looking for Facebook long, and then I'm also looking for a Dow short. That's my 4. You're welcome, Ronnie and Donald. Okay. Anything else that I'm missing? Okay. Watch Stars, STZ. I just saw news come in. Watch Stars. They got an upgrade this morning, I believe. And they are going to buy back $500 million worth of shares. I don't like this. Technically, I don't like this. This is a short. But news-wise, this is a long. They're getting some really good, 2 good headlines this morning. Okay, that's it for me. Y'all have a great day.